The conversation around leaky gut has become one of the most talked about topics in wellness, often surrounded by big promises, alarming warnings, and plenty of confusion. Yet when we peel back the hype, a clearer and more positive reality emerges. Intestinal permeability is a real physiological process. It plays an important role in health, and while some claims are overstated, science is steadily uncovering how lifestyle habits can influence the integrity of the gut barrier in meaningful ways. Instead of thinking of leaky gut as a dramatic, mysterious condition, it is far more accurate and far more empowering to think of it as a dynamic system that responds to diet, stress, microbes, and inflammation. And unlike many complex health issues, improving gut barrier function is often supported by simple, accessible choices that make your whole body feel better. To begin with, intestinal permeability is a normal part of digestion. The cells lining the gut, called enterocytes, form a selectively permeable barrier that allows nutrients to pass while blocking unwanted substances. These cells are connected by tight junctions, microscopic gates, that can open or close depending on signals from diet, hormones, and microbes. Problems arise when these gates stay too open for too long, allowing particles such as toxins, partially digested food, or microbial fragments to escape into the bloodstream. This can trigger inflammation, immune activation, and discomfort. Scientists call this increased intestinal permeability, not leaky gut in a dramatic sense, but a measurable, well-documented physiological change. Research supports the idea that increased intestinal permeability is linked to several medical conditions, including inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, metabolic disorders, and chronic stress. In these contexts, permeability is not simply imagined. It is observed through laboratory markers and validated tests. Studies show that inflammation, infections, and autoimmune reactions can weaken the tight junctions, making the gut more permeable. Even in people without diagnosed conditions, temporary shifts in permeability can occur after intense exercise, heavy alcohol intake, high-sugar meals, or periods of severe stress. These temporary changes usually resolve on their own, but they demonstrate how responsive the gut barrier is to daily habits. Where the conversation becomes exaggerated is in the claim that leaky gut is the root cause of virtually every health problem, from brain fog to allergies to chronic fatigue. While intestinal permeability may play a role in some symptoms, it is rarely the single driver. Many popular wellness claims leap far ahead of what research can currently prove. The body is far more complex than a single explanation, and scientists are still determining when increased permeability is a cause, a consequence, or simply a companion to other health issues. Another overhyped area is the idea that you can heal the gut instantly with a single supplement or restrictive diet. Gut repair is a gradual process, supported by multiple lifestyle elements rather than a miracle fix. Yet this more measured perspective brings a positive message. Although leaky gut has been sensationalized, the underlying biology is real, and you have meaningful control over it. The gut barrier is incredibly resilient and capable of repairing itself quickly when given the right support. Diet is one of the most influential factors. Fiber-rich foods, especially those containing prebiotics such as onions, garlic, asparagus, oats, and legumes, help beneficial microbes produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which nourish the gut lining and strengthen tight junctions. Polyphenol from berries, green tea, olive oil, and spices also have anti-inflammatory effects that protect the gut barrier. Fermented foods can encourage a more balanced microbial environment, which in turn reduces stress on the gut lining. Lifestyle habits matter just as much. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which can directly weaken tight junctions and change the microbial composition of the gut. Practices that promote calm, such as regular physical activity, mindfulness, deep breathing, time in nature, and consistent sleep, help the gut barrier remain strong and responsive. Even hydration supports barrier health by ensuring the mucus layer covering the gut lining stays thick enough to protect the cells beneath it. These are not extreme interventions but sustainable habits that improve overall well-being. Emerging research continues to highlight the gut barrier as a fascinating frontier in medicine. Scientists are studying how the microbiome communicates with the immune system, how diet rewires intestinal permeability within days, and how certain probiotic strains may contribute to maintaining the barrier. While the field is still young, it's growing rapidly, and the more we learn, the more optimistic the picture becomes. Instead of being a vague, fear-based concept, intestinal permeability is increasingly understood as a modifiable, measurable part of health that responds positively to everyday choices. The bottom line is that leaky gut is neither a myth nor a miracle explanation. It's a simplified label for a real biological phenomenon that deserves attention but not panic. The true story is far more encouraging. Your gut barrier is adaptable, it thrives on supportive lifestyle habits, and improving it aligns with choices that boost energy, digestion, immunity, and emotional resilience. As the science continues to evolve, we're gaining a clearer and more hopeful understanding of how to nurture this vital system and foster better health from the inside out.